Every time I start recording, like a random piece of hair just gets in my face. So, girls, guess what? Why the F yesterday did my ex text me 140 fucking times in the morning as soon as I wake up on a Sunday? I'm like, please don't start my day off like this. Like, he's in my spam. I don't know if you watched the other video about never getting with your ex again. I talked about that. I'm like, okay, I'm over it. He was in a relationship, kind of a good guy, but it was something about him I did not like. So my friend was like, just because you can't figure out what it is that you don't like about him, and he's doing, because I would say, you know what, he's just doing nothing wrong. Like, I can't figure out what he's doing wrong. She's like, that doesn't mean he's not doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So something just, if you guys get that intuition and something is telling you to just leave his ass alone, that's what I did. It was a year, and I was just like, I really don't see where this is going. Like, what can we do? Like, you know, I just ended it. So he does not like rejection at all. Like, he can't take it, especially because the relationship ended so abruptly that he just can't believe it. I was his boo, his baby. And when I started out Taurus Barbie, I was making videos kind of about him. I'm like, oh, this is my boo, he hugs and kisses me, da da da. But that same passion and that same intensity and that same love is the same way he is stalking the shit out of me and making me feel uncomfortable to the point where I had to go get an order of protection. So let me make a long story short. So after he was blowing my phone up and saying that I turned my back on him and why did I do that and I'm not loyal and I say I'm a Taurus and this and this and that, I called him. I said, look, what did I do to you? I said, you're an adult. Like, I don't have an obligation. I didn't go off and marry somebody. I didn't get pregnant. I just ended the relationship and you can't force me. His big thing is he wants to be friends. Now, this story gets deep. Listen to this. So I'm like, what are we going to be friends for? Like, you know, if get a new girl, you become her friend. Like, I don't see what, when you have an ex, that's your ex. Like, you kind of don't want to talk to them. So, and I'm amped up right now because I'm so irritated. Like, you think you know somebody and you do not know them at all. And I'm a relationship advisor, you know what I mean? So this is like really freaking me smooth out. Look at that. That's so annoying. Okay, so anyway, so I call him. He's like, well, you must still want me. Now listen to his logic. He's not a logical thinker and he's delusional as hell. So, as heck. So he's like, the reason you're ignoring my calls and the reason you don't want to talk to me and continue a friendship is because you have animosity built up toward me and you're angry with me and you're mad at me. Therefore, you don't want the relationship. So I'm not calling you because I really want you, is basically what he's saying. So I said, if I wanted you, wouldn't I be with you? So he starts getting angry and I'm like, you know, he's like, we could at least talk on the phone. And I'm like, talk about what? And he's like, well, you're just turning your back on me. So we were getting nowhere. I wound up hanging up the phone, but before I hung up the phone, I'm like, you know what? I just want to let you know I'm not mad at you. Just move on with your life. I'm not going to have your kids. I'm not going to get married. He just snapped and was like, you are a stupid. Just calling me out my name and freaking out and going crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's why I didn't like you. That's what was wrong. You have a temper. You're angry. You have hidden, underlined, built up resentment toward me for some reason that I don't even know. So I'm like, that's what's going on, right? So when he was doing that, I just couldn't even believe like how he was screaming and how mad he was. Like, he was pissed off. And I'm like, okay. So he started threatening me and he's like, well, just because I'm not gonna come do something to you, but I can have somebody else do something to you. So that's a threat. He has an order of protection going on. So this is all gonna sum up to say, oh, and then he started sending me like random pics of him and these different girls, and a picture of a car and he has it going on and he's trying to stunt on me. But you can't stunt on me because I have my own. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't even want to get to talking about material things, but you can't stunt on me. So I don't care. And that's good for you. Move on. Do what you do. Kick it with the little, do what you do. I don't give a flying fuck. And that's what hurt him. That's what made him really, he realized once he heard me, like, I don't care, you know. Like, he's like, I haven't slept with anybody else. And I'm thinking, well, you should, because I don't care what you do. And I don't think he understood until that call that I'm done. Like, I don't want anything from him at all. Like, I don't want his friendship or anything. So that leads me to talk about sleeping with the enemy, like really sleeping with the enemy. Hold on, it's getting windy. So that just leads me to talk about sleeping with the enemy, like how you don't know what's in the mind of somebody. Like, this is crazy. Like, are you serious? You can't bully me into being with you. You can't make me want you, you know, like, and that's what I couldn't pinpoint, his anger issue.